hope that what we're going to take a look at is clearly there'll be a lot of people who are wondering what their status here in the United States will be, but also what the political fallout of all of this will be. Clearly, there are a lot of people who support the DACA program who will be upset about this, but then there are people who are supporting the rescinding of the DACA program in Congress who will try as hard as they can to not grant legal status to people who are here or grant some sort of status that may not quite comport with what other people want. And there's a big risk here. Some people are talking to the conservative side who believe that this will ignite a civil war in the Republican Party that could potentially end up within years of control of Congress. Now do you agree?
Okay. Good morning. I'm here today to announce that the program known as DACA that was effectuated under the Obama administration is being rescinded. The DACA program was implemented in 2012 and essentially provided a legal status for recipients for a renewable 2-year term, work authorization, and other benefits, including participation in the Social Security program to 800,000 mostly adult illegal aliens. The policy was implemented unilaterally to great controversy and legal concern after Congress rejected legislative proposals to extend similar benefits on numerous occasions to this same group of illegal aliens. In other words, the executive branch, through DACA, deliberately sought to achieve what the legislative branch specifically refused to authorize on multiple occasions. Such an open-ended circumvention of immigration laws was an unconstitutional exercise of authority by the executive branch. The effect of this unilateral executive amnesty, among other things, contributed to a surge of minors at the southern border that yielded terrible humanitarian consequences. It also denied jobs to hundreds of thousands of Americans by allowing those same illegal aliens to take those jobs. We inherited from our founders and have advanced an unsurpassed legal heritage, which is the foundation of our freedom, our safety, and our prosperity. As Attorney General, it is my duty to ensure that the laws of the United States are enforced and that the constitutional order is upheld. No greater good for the overall health and well-being of our republic than preserving and strengthening the impartial rule of law. Societies where the rule of law is treasured are societies that tend to flourish and succeed. Societies where the rule of law is subject to political whims and personal biases tend to become societies afflicted by corruption, poverty, and human suffering. To have a lawful system of immigration that serves the national interest, we cannot admit everyone who would like to come here. It's just that simple. That would be an open borders policy, and the American people have rightly rejected that. Therefore, the nation must set and enforce a limit on how many immigrants we admit each year, and that means all cannot be accepted. This does not mean they are bad people or that our nation disrespects or demeans them in any way. It means we are properly enforcing our laws as Congress has passed them. It is with these principles and duties in mind, and in light of imminent litigation, that we reviewed the Obama administration's DACA policy. Our collective wisdom is that the policy is vulnerable to the same legal and constitutional challenges that the courts recognize with respect to the DAPA program, which was enjoined on a nationwide basis in a decision that was affirmed by the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. The Fifth Circuit specifically concluded that DACA had not been implemented in a fashion that allowed sufficient discretion and that DAPA was foreclosed by Congress's careful plan, close quote. In other words, the immigration law that Congress passed foreclosed this possibility of DACA. In other words, it was inconsistent with the Constitution's separation of powers. That decision was affirmed by the Supreme Court on an equally undivided basis. If we were to keep the Obama administration's executive amnesty policy, the likeliest outcome is that it would too be enjoined, just as was DACA. The Department of Justice has advised the President and the Department of Homeland Security that the Department of Homeland Security should begin an orderly, lawful wind down, including the cancellation of the memo that authorized this program. Acting Secretary Duke has chosen appropriately to initiate a wind down process. This will enable the Department of Homeland Security to conduct an orderly change and fulfill the desire of this administration to create a time period for Congress to act should it so choose. We firmly believe this is the responsible path. Simply put, if we are to further our goal of strengthening the constitutional order and the rule of law in America, the Department of Justice cannot defend this overreach. George Washington University law professor Jonathan Turley, in testimony before the House Judiciary Committee, was clear about the enormous constitutional infirmities raised by this action. He said, quote, in his testimony, "In ordering this blanket exception, President Obama was nullifying part of a law that he simply disagreed with. If a president can claim sweeping discretion to suspend key federal laws, the entire legislative process becomes little more than a pretense. The circumvention of the legislative process not only undermines the authority of this branch," he's referring to the legislative branch, "but destabilizes the tripartite system as a whole." So this is not a little matter. Ending the previous administration's disrespect for the legislative process is an important first step. All immigration policies should serve the interests of the people of the United States, lawful immigrant and native-born alike. Congress should carefully and thoughtfully pursue the types of reforms that are right for the American people. Our nation is comprised of good and decent people who want their government leaders to fulfill their promises and advance an immigration policy that serves the national interest. We are people of compassion and we are people of law. But there is nothing compassionate about the failure to enforce immigration laws. Enforcing the law saves lives, protects communities and taxpayers, and prevents human suffering. Failure to enforce the laws in the past has put our nation at risk of crime, violence, and terrorism. The compassionate thing to do is end the lawlessness, enforce our laws, and if Congress chooses to make changes to those laws, to do so through the process set forth by our founders in a way that advances the interests of the American people. That is what the President has promised to do and has delivered to the American people. Under President Trump's leadership, this administration has made great progress in the last few months toward establishing a lawful and constitutional immigration system. This makes us safer and more secure. It will further, economically, the lives of millions who are struggling, and it will enable our country to more effectively teach new immigrants about our system of government and to assimilate them to the cultural understandings that support it. The substantial progress in reducing illegal immigration at our border seen in recent months is almost entirely due to the leadership of President Trump and his inspired immigration officers. But the problem is not yet solved, and without more action, we could see illegality rise again rather than be eliminated. As a candidate and now in office, President Trump has offered specific ideas and legislative solutions that will protect American workers, increase wages and salaries, defend the national security, ensure the public safety, and increase the general well-being of the American people. He has worked closely with many members of Congress, including in the introduction of the RAISE Act, which would produce enormous benefits for our country. And this is how our democratic process works. There are many powerful interest groups in the country, and every one of them has a constitutional right to advocate their views and represent whomever they choose. But the Department of Justice does not represent any narrow interest or any subset of the American people. We represent all the American people and protect the integrity of our Constitution. That is our charge. We at the Department of Justice are proud and honored to work to advance this vision for America and to do our best each day to ensure the safety and security of the American people. Thank you very much.
We use the personal information of DACA recipients.
Thank you.
To
Will you move to the court
report
in 3 hours?
Attorney General, what happened to the DACA?
All right, folks, so that was it. DACA has been rescinded, like they said, for a period of 6 months in order for Congress to come in and do or try to do whatever they can to permanently fix it, which is never going to happen. See, that's the beauty of this, is that it's never going to happen. And if it even comes close to it happening, President Trump has veto power in order to take it down, and then it will go on so it can clear out the 6 months, and it will be terminated at the end of those 6 months. So no matter what Congress tries to do, it will never fix it. One, and even if they come close to putting something together, all the rhinos, going crazy trying to fix something or trying to get something to get fixed, it's never going to happen. It's just going to get vetoed at the end of the day, and President Trump is going to, it's going to run his course and then get terminated after the 6 months. But one thing that you guys have to understand is that by the time that this ends, the 6 month period, there's going to be 1 month left until the 2018 election starts. Okay, just 1 month. So everybody's going to be talking about the end of DACA by the time that people go out and vote, and all these rhinos that are going to be scrambling to get stuff together, they are going to be up for election. Okay? So their constituents are going to be already looking at this. This is going to be fresh. It's going to be fresh off the press on the whole DACA thing, and everybody that all these rhinos that tried to fix DACA, like Paul Ryan and other rhinos, they are going to be on the chopping block once it comes to the 2018 elections. So President Trump knows exactly what he's doing. And that's the beauty of this, is that he knows exactly what he's doing. That's the reason why he didn't end it just right now. He ended it with a provision so the American people can see who are the traitors that are going to be fighting for illegal immigrants instead of curtailing illegal immigration. So now it's our duty to hold these rhinos accountable once they come up for election in 2018. It's our duty to vote them out of office. So that's that's one of the things that people are saying, is that that's the reason why he extended it for 6 months. And I think it's just beautiful what President Trump did in order to weed out all of the rhinos. But let us know what you guys think. If you guys are watching this after it's already been uploaded, let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you're still watching this while it's live streaming, let us know what you guys think on the chat. So thank you very much, everyone. If you guys support the president and the attorney general in ending DACA, give this video a thumbs up, this stream a thumbs up. And thank you very much for joining us. If you are new to our community, we encourage you to subscribe and click the notification bell. And also stay tuned. We're going to be uploading a lot of news videos later on today. And if you guys missed yesterday's news videos and stuff we uploaded, make sure you check it out on the channel. Over the weekend, there's a lot of stuff that came out. And also, stay tuned because I think tomorrow there is a State Department briefing. But stay tuned on the channel. All the information will be on there. So thank you very much. Like I said, thank you very much to all the moderators that came out. You guys are awesome for sharing the stream. Like always, you guys are unbelievable. Thank you very much. Like I said, give this live stream a thumbs up. And I hope to see you guys here on the next one. My name is Gent. I'm from Golden State Times. And I'll see you soon. Peace.